Now officially welcome. My name is Marcelo. I'm a founder and CEO of Ecovilla, and today I would like to share a little bit about the history of Ecovilla, how it came to be, why we are doing what we are doing, and share a little bit about Ecovilla San Mateo. That is the project we've been working for the last 3 years, and then open it for all your questions, comments, anything that is present for you. It will be we will open it up and have an interactive conversation. So I'm gonna start sharing my screen. One moment. There we go. All right. So a little bit about, I want to share a little bit about myself. I grew up in a big city in Argentina, in Buenos Aires, and I was really, like, during my childhood, I always felt that I didn't felt that I belonged there. I was surrounded by millions of people and feeling very lonely, going to a school that I would have to sit for many hours and memorize and repeat, and feeling that there is something really wrong with the way that I was living. But I didn't know any different. So as soon as I had a chance, I finished high school and I saved some money and I went traveling for 3.5 years around the world. And part of those travelings brought me to Costa Rica and those adventures. And when I arrived here, I felt something very special. I felt a very unique energy and freedom that I never felt before. This connection with nature, the weather, the people, like having the values that the country has, from like having such a strong democracy and at the same time abolishing the army for more than 70 years. A country that, knowing that my kids would not have to go to serve in an army. And then as well, like having all this area of the country designated for protection from national parks and reserves, and making like almost 100% of the energy coming from renewable resources, and many values that I really resonate as well. The people are so welcoming and friendly, and I decided for now almost 30 years ago to put my roots in this country. And after a few years of being here, I met this amazing woman. We fell in love, and we started thinking and dreaming how we wanted to live, how we wanted to raise our family if one day we had a family. And part of those discussions, they led like to a consensus that we wanted to live in connection with nature, but that we wanted a community around us. And when we visit many communities, villages, eco-villages, nothing felt like it met what we were looking for. We were looking for a place where there was no guru, no dogma, and at the same time we were looking at this connection with nature and with everything around us. And at the end, we said, okay, maybe it's not in Costa Rica. Maybe we need to find it somewhere else. And we decided to get married, and we traveled for 1.5 years around the world, visiting many countries and many communities to see if we could find it somewhere else. And after visiting many places and having very beautiful adventures and so on, we couldn't find it, and we decided to come back to Costa Rica and start a community. And we started searching for land. The land showed up, and we put together a master plan and invited other families to join. And in a few months, 47 families from 29 different countries joined this dream of La Ecovilla Original. This land used to be a cow field. There were no trees, and we started planting hundreds and hundreds of fruit trees and edible forests, and we created these common areas where people would come and enjoy these spaces where we have a yoga platform for movement, dance, meditation, yoga, and everything related to movement, and as well where you can sit down and connect and relax, having men's circles, women's circles, many things that happen in this yoga shala. And as well, we have a communal house where we have potlucks, we cook together, we have speakers, parties, and we use that mezzanine sometimes for receiving some very nice massage. We have a space for library, oven, and a multi-use court for basketball, soccer, pickleball, and volleyball. As well here, we had a garden in the center of the village, and this garden provides a basket full of fruits, vegetables, herbs, everything that we grow there. We get a basket every week, every resident, with everything that is in season. And as well, we have a beautiful pool that is semi-Olympic size, and that is used for recreational purposes and exercise as well. We have these areas when the community when you feel like socializing, you can come here and find your neighbors and get to experience time together. And as well, like here, everyone built their dream home in a very different way based on their taste. Some people build with wood, some people build with bamboo, some with blocks, some very modern houses, some more natural, some more rustic. Depending on your taste, you have a lot of freedom on designing your house. The idea is to make it in a way that is in harmony with nature and being energy efficiency, that you need as less energy consumption as possible. Use natural lighting, cross ventilation, etc. It's beautiful to walk around Ecovilla, and you see many of the kids climbing trees and collecting fruits from the hundreds of varieties of trees, and playing outside and enjoying the environment. And as well, enjoying, we all enjoy this magnificent river that is on our backyard, and we get to swim there, jump from these big boulders, and there are areas where you have caves and waterfalls, and it's a very, very special river. It's called Machuca. Every morning there are offerings from different neighbors where they do from yoga, meditation, calisthenics, Tai Chi, Qigong, boxing, and many things that are offered by neighbors, and anyone can decide what they want to join and when they want to join. We have as well many parties. This was a Halloween party where all the community dress up, and in the houses they cook very healthy snacks, and they have they go around with their Tupperware trick-or-treating and getting their healthy sweets. So after Personally, I lived here since the beginning in 2010 with my wife and two small kids. And 1 week before we almost finished our house, she was diagnosed with breast cancer, and it was a very shocking diagnosed with someone that was so healthy and so alive in a way, like such a like meeting all what the book says about wellness and health and so on. And at 32 years old, she was diagnosed with breast cancer. And having a community around her, the kids, and myself, it was so important that I truly felt that community should be a human right. And in a way, we take it for granted, and we used to live in communities, in villages for thousands of years. And suddenly we lost, and we became very isolated. And for me, it was so magnificent to have it. And unfortunately, my wife died in 2020 and at the beginning of COVID. It was a very uncertain time for the world, and I was doing my grieving process, and as well, it was something that I was expecting. I knew for many years that it will happen sooner or later. But after a few months that happened, I asked the universe, what do you want me to do with whatever time I have left? I don't want to, and I don't remember if it was the same day or the next day, a Netflix special with Zac Efron that was filmed 2-3 years before. It was aired in Netflix, and thousands and thousands of people around the world were watching. They were in lockdown watching TV and suddenly seeing what we created here. This beautiful community, and the school, and the kids being outside and running without a mask. And we were getting thousands of emails. So I said, okay, universe, the message is very clear. How can we build more of these communities? And we started looking for the right land. I met this wonderful couple that are entrepreneurs, and we became partners. And I said we would love to build more of these communities around Costa Rica and hopefully around the world. But we started from one village that is 17 hectares, that's about 50 acres, to this massive land that used to be a petting zoo. It's Ecovilla San Mateo. There was a petting zoo and a cow field. And that's where we already started as well. About 12 years ago, 11 years ago, we started a school, a very progressive school, alternative school, that was attracting families from all over the world as well as Ecovilla. So the first thing we did on this big land is decided to listen to the land, what it wanted, and there were areas that they were starting to regenerate themselves, of leaving them after a few years that they were abandoned, and many areas that they were cow fields and open areas. So we took these open areas and we started dreaming and thinking, how can we build and replicate what we have in Ecovilla, that is a very tight community where we know each other really well, in a project that is much larger. So we decided to create here 6 neighborhoods. We have Almendro, Bamboo, Ceiba, Dahlia, Espabel, and Ficus. That is truly a nicer way to say A, B, C, D, E, and F. But here in these 6 neighborhoods, we created 6 common areas that are identical in in the structures that it has. And as well, all these 6 common areas, they share a huge reserve of hundreds of acres of reserve with trails that you can go and walk. We have more than 25 kilometers of trails all around the property. And as well, here we are creating a community village, a sports area, art village, and many more features that are now what we are going to start creating. All the 6 areas are built and complete already, and we have a beautiful yoga shala here. The pictures don't justify how beautiful they are. It feels like you enter this huge cathedral with big ceilings and the light coming in and creating this shape in the wood floor. All the wood is made of teak, and the roofs are thatch, and very beautiful spaces for neighbors to share movement. We have 6 of these beautiful pools that they are semi-Olympic sized, saltwater pools that where you can swim, and as well recreational use, and a kids pool, or you can lay down in the sandbeds. And as well, we have these beautiful communal houses where they has an area where it has a living room, a co-working space where we can share meals and get together between the community. So there are 6 of these ranchos, 6 of these yogas, and 6 of these pools all around. And we have a very diverse community with more than 60 different nationalities and all ages and different backgrounds that happen here, and many occasions where we can already come together and celebrate life and get to know our neighbors before they were building. We have from newborns to 80-something year olds right now being part of this adventure. We are right now on the process of finishing a lap pool. There will be one pool designated only for swimmers, where they can go and swim. And in the sports area as well, we have this multi-use court that we are going to start building very soon for basket, soccer, and having a roof. We are going to create playground. We are going to make it much more nature-based playground, adventure parks, and having spaces for kids. And as well, we are creating a dog park where pet owners can bring their dogs. And as well, we are going to create a space for a commercial purpose where we want to have the doctor's offices, pharmacy, restaurants, coffee, bakery, farmers market, and many things, like a plaza where the community can come as well together and will be open to the outside, and many people as well can think about doing different businesses and starting. We have, as I said, like more than 25 kilometers of trails throughout the property where people can go walking, running, bicycle. We have the same river that passed through Ecovilla San Mateo. And as well, from Ecovilla San Mateo, you have areas where you could see the Pacific Ocean and have beautiful sunsets. The views from the ocean, they are from far, but you could see it, and it's very, very beautiful. That is some of the neighbors enjoying a sunset. All the infrastructure has been complete. We have all underground electricity, fiber optics. These are pavers that are made, the aggregates of these pavers are made from trash, plastic trash that is treated with a special thing that is called resinate. It's a material that makes the plastic inert, and you can create these pavers. So we have more than almost 10 kilometers of roads throughout the property that are all complete, and many neighbors already started building, and some already moving in. They have been moving in to their properties. There are a lot of construction and movement at the moment, and as well we have this is the school campus that where this school has been up and running for 10 years. We have around 130 kids between the ages of 3 years old to 18. And Real World School is a school that works a lot in the early years through play discovery, self-learning, and in the older years they work a lot with project-based learning, and they have a lot of mentors and teachers that help them in their learning process. So that's a little bit of what we are doing, and I've been talking for a while, and I would love to hear from you. So feel free to open your mic and ask questions or write them in the chat, and we will be happy to answer any and all of your How many people live in Ecovilla? How much is property tax on the homes? So in La Ecovilla Original, we are 47 families. In Ecovilla San Mateo, we have 282 lots. And at the moment, there are about 4 or 5 houses that are complete, and many more that are in the process and that they will be completing in the next 2.5 years. That are on the way. Property taxes in Costa Rica are 0.25% on the value that you declare. So that means that if you have a house and land, you declare it for $100,000, you pay $250 per year on property tax, and you can make the calculation from there. Is land for sale? How can we buy land? Yes, we have a few lots, some really nice lots that are still available. And the best way is if you are in contact with someone already from our team, that you can contact them, or you can contact through the website, and they can give you all the information about the lots, and as well how we can help as well with the design, building the house, or connect you with architects and builders. Can residents have pets? 2 dogs. Yeah, you can have pets. We really are coming into a place that was a very damaged ecosystem by humans, by cutting forests and having cows and a petting zoo. And we've been planting thousands and thousands of trees and creating a forest and a food forest, and we are restoring these ecosystems, and every time you see more and more wildlife. And dogs and cats, they are not the best friends of wildlife, and as much as we know that they are for some are family members, we request that they are kept under control as much as possible, and we are creating an area for dog park where you can bring them and they can interact with other dogs and be free and running, but it will be designated areas. The idea is that they don't run around and chasing away or killing wildlife. Are there properties with river running through and close by? Yes. Are there homeschoolers, or do all the families attend school? There are homeschooler families, and as well the school is planning to attend the homeschooler population as well. with the much flexible things, and they are working on that. How far is the ocean from the property? So the ocean, the Pacific Ocean, is about 40 minute drive. There you have several beaches that you can go to. Some are very like lake feeling, and some they have some good waves for surfing and so on. Is there perspectives or something we can look at about the property and land or homes for sale? Yes, for sure. And the sales team can share all that information with you. I would like to know about financials, payment plans, home customization. So all that as well, the sales team can help you with all of that based on your needs and so on. They can help you either with a payment plan or give you the contact of financial institutions, private lenders based on your situation and what are you, depending on what your needs are. Also, in your experience, how foreign nationals found it moving to Costa Rica full time? Costa Rica is a country that is it's considered one of the best destinations around the world for coming and foreigners to come and live. It is a very welcoming country, and not everyone find it easy to move to. There is another rhythm here when they talk about the pura vida, that not everyone fully understands it at the beginning. And if you come with certain things that, in my country things work on this way, you would not have to wait 2 hours in the bank to open to get attended, or many things that you have to come with another chip and really be open to a different experience. And suddenly, like, you are in the bank and you have one person in front, and the teller is asking, how is your grandma, how is your daughter, how is your cousin, and you're like, please, it's like, just so unless you are like breathe deep and go with the flow, you can find it challenging. But as well, it has a lot of nature, a lot of beauty, and a lot of very, very positive things. And if you learn how to slow down and enjoy that rhythm, life can be beautiful. If you're resisted and trying to do it, it's harder. Are there any fees for the community spaces? Yes, we pay right now all the lots. We pay a same fee of $184 a month to maintain all the common area amenities. We get the baskets of food, the maintenance of the pool, ranchos, cleaning, maintenance of the road, security, and many things that are included. How long will it take to complete all the additionals like dog park, businesses, and pharmacy, etc.? So all these things will be completed in different stages. Like right now, we are going to finish this year the dog park, the playground, the multi-use court, the a lap pool, and a soccer field, a grass soccer field. We are going to finish all that this year, and then we are going to start working. Right now we are in the process with the community to gather all the ideas and all the things that people want to do. We have a lot of practitioners that they would love to open a health and wellness center and attract people to come and get all kinds of treatments. So we are gathering many ideas, and we will be doing many of these things in stages. For example, there is a racket club project that's most likely we will start it very soon because there is a demand, and there is a willingness of many of us that we love to play paddle. Some people like to play pickleball or tennis, so starting a racket club, starting a gym, Pilates studios, there are things that there is already demand. Some other things we need to build have the whole population here in order to make sense, and as well open it to the outside to come and use the facilities. So it is a work in progress. Where can I get more details on the cost of owning a villa besides paying for the villa itself? So all that information can be given to you with details by the sales team. They can tell you what lots are available based on your criteria, what and how much it costs to build. But more or less, the cost of construction in Costa Rica right now, you need to calculate from $750 to $1,500 a square meter. That's 75 to 150 square feet, more or less, of construction, depending on the quality and the conditions of the terrain, etc. How do you hire people to help with maintenance and other things? So we have a few towns around Ecovilla. We live in a rural area that a lot of people are very eager to have a community like Ecovilla that is creating a lot of job opportunities. So there you can have a lot of help from growing food to help in the houses, cooking, cleaning, babysitters and maintenance and construction all around. When I build a house, I would normally use an architect and builders familiar with the community. Are they reliable in terms of budget and time scale? Yes. I mean, the reality is like the majority, they are not. And that's why we, as a company, we created a team of architects that are working directly with our neighbors to help them design their house. You can use any architect you want. There are construction regulations and so on, but after many neighbors, they didn't have really good experiences, we decided to create this team that they can work depending on your needs, your budget. And then as well, we give 2 other services, not only the design, but also the inspections of the construction, and as well the construction administration. So pretty much if you have a design from any architect, we can help you with the architects and engineers that we have on site supervising the construction, be there every day, every week, depending on what stage of the construction is happening, and send you reports, and as well having our team gets quote of the construction. Once you have the drawings, they have a few builders that they will get the quote for labor and tools, and the company, because we work with a lot of manufacturers and importers directly, we can get very big discounts on materials. So in average, we are seeing savings on construction somewhere between 30 to 65% in different neighbors that they end up saving working with our teams. I request information about rental price, but I think that is expensive. The prices are the same like here in California. I'm thinking for my retirement to move over there, but the prices are high. Yeah, I mean, it's all offer and demand. The demand, since we built Ecovilla, there are not that many spaces for rent. and people love to be in the community and experience it and come for a few weeks and months. And some people take advantage, and the prices are quite high. In my opinion, if you get really lucky, sometimes some neighbors, they give a very decent price, but the majority of them, they are quite high, as the demand is quite high. So, and you can not, like, sometimes they ask crazy amounts of prices for rent, and they get it. So they keep asking those crazy prices. Do you have to apply Costa Rica citizenship to live in Ecovilla and own a house? No, you don't need to apply for citizenship. There are people that anyone can buy property in Costa Rica. Even as a foreigner, you can buy, or you can buy it in a Costa Rican corporation, and you have the same rights of any national owning land and owning a home. Many people, if you invest between the lot and the house $150,000, you can apply as an investor resident, get an investor visa, and after 3 years of having a temporary resident, you can become a permanent resident, and after becoming permanent resident, you potentially can apply for citizenship. Some neighbors, they are like, we have many neighbors that have been here for many years, and they are called the eternal tourists because they decide to not get residency, and they, every 6 months, they either go to Nicaragua, Panama, or they go somewhere in the region or travel somewhere. So they decided that they don't need the residency, and they keep coming back. Or there is even a person close by that they do the border runs, and they charge you to drive you there, stamp your passport, and bring you back. So there are some people that do that, and they don't get residency. But we have some immigration attorneys that they can tell you, based on your condition, your age, nationality, or anything, what are the options and what is the best option for you. I am sure it's safe between the communities. It's safe outside Ecovilla property. I'm a single woman and would like to travel to other parts of Costa Rica, especially the ocean. Yeah, I mean, Costa Rica is considered one of the safest countries for women to travel alone. It is very safe country. In general, you have to be careful in certain areas, like if you go to the city, certain neighborhoods, to watch out for your backpack or things like that it happen in many cities. But in general, it is a very safe space. In Ecovilla, we live with our windows open, everything open, and it's really a very tranquil space. But we, things could happen, but it's more petty thefts than big crime. What are the common costs for the community for the use of the facilities? That's a monthly fee that we pay of $184 per lot. We are interested in coming, but not sure, but not yet want to retire. Are there any opportunities to contribute to the community and get an income out of that? Yes, there are opportunities. Many people start different businesses. It's an area that is growing a lot, and the idea of creating all this commercial area, we are creating as well an incubator for impact and innovation, and finding sources to fund many of these projects, and working together and see how they can make an income. And if you are an entrepreneur and you want to run certain businesses, you can. There are many people that are part of the Ecovilla team that are helping creating this project, from the sales team, CFO, architecture, engineering, marketing, that are part of their neighbors and are helping in making it possible. How is it with sustainability? In one of your videos, I saw you are making your own products and veggies, fruits to sell on the market while contributing with the local community. Are the community members helping with that, or mostly have their own businesses and job? So as far as sustainability is, the first thing we do is we work on regenerating the soil, regenerating the land, and planting thousands and thousands of trees and fruit trees, and growing a lot of food, vegetable, herbs. There is a project to create a cooperative between many of the neighbors for food production and having a commercial kitchen and dehydration of fruits and many things that wants to be created. But all that is a work in progress. Pretty much what we do as a company, we build a container and we work on the visible infrastructure and the invisible infrastructure. What I mean by invisible infrastructure is creating all the, let's call it the software for the community to work, how we make decisions, how we vote, how we prevent conflict, and if conflict arrives, how to solve it. And so all these things, we have a team that is dedicated to all these invisible infrastructures. And then once we deliver the projects and the neighbors are living there, it is up to the neighbors of what culture they want to create and what things they want, how they want to run the village, and how they want to do things. So we are trying to integrate, as far as sustainability, or we are trying to create like a regenerative ecosystem with the local community. And we created like now for like 2-3 years, we've been having every Sunday a farmers market where a lot of local farmers, they come and bring whatever they are producing, from honey, eggs, bread, chicken and fish and meat. And they are like, we want to create this ecosystem that we are all producing and together. So yeah, it is a decision of the community how self-sufficient they want to be. Like, all the water is produced on the property. We are not connected to the grid. The energy, a lot of houses choose to have solar panels in their roofs to be completely self-sufficient with energy, but as well we are connected to the Costa Rican grid. That, as I said before, almost 100% of the energy comes from renewable sources, and so on. So, how many Tenercials are living in Ecovilla? So I can see that Ineke already responded. So I have 2 teenagers, and I have a 1-year-old right now. It's gonna be 2 in August, and we have kids of all ages, and there are many kids in between the ages of newborns to 13, 14, 15. There are many kids on that age group. Where do people work who who live in Ecovilla. Many people work from their house. Some they started businesses in the area. We have some neighbors that they open a mountain bike park, a hotel. We have another one that opened a retreat center, another one that opened a health food store called Love Organics, and many ventures like that. What is the ratio between residents who live there full time and residents who stay part of the year in their home countries? So most of the people live here full time. There are a few cases of some people because of family or studies or work commitments that at the moment they live here part-time or don't live here at all. In those cases, they chose to rent their houses, and as I said before, there is a huge demand. Since we built Ecovilla, it's very hard to find a house inside Ecovilla. If you own a villa, I'm not there all the time. Is there any professional arrangement for taking care of my property when I'm not there? Yes, part of this venture, and many of these neighbors offer property management services to others, so that we can recommend you some that they are very professional and very good, and they can help you managing the house, rent it for you, and yeah, taking care of all the maintenance and cleaning, etc. Is there a limit of citizens and also businesses development to avoid a MAC Ecovilla? Yes, there is a limit. When we create the condominium, we set the places aside of what can be developed and what cannot, and there is already a cap of how many lots, residential lots, can be, how much the commercial area, how big the commercial area will be, and all that has been set, and it cannot grow in the future more than that. I was wondering, those 6 communal areas look amazing. How have you been able to finance it? We finance it through the pre-sale of the lots. So all the infrastructure was built with people that commit. So there is no financial cost, because we've done it all with the money from people that committed early on the day. And we're able to use that money for all the infrastructure and common areas. Do you have doulas or midwives? Any plans for a birthing center? We would love to have a birthing center. A lot of women that live in the community and around, that they would love to come here. Would love to have a birthing center. I think it would be fantastic. So yeah, if you are interested, get in touch with us. Pretty much we are looking at all the legalities of what is requirement, because home births are in a very gray area in Costa Rica. It's not very clear of what you need and how you need it, and they tell you different opinions. So we are trying to figure it out. What happens when someone is sick or injured? Are doctors, hospitals nearby and reliable? Yes, we have doctors on site. Some of our neighbors are doctors. We are planning to have a medical center as part of Ecovilla San Mateo, but right now there is in San Mateo a public clinic. In Orotina there are private doctors that is about 8-10 minutes away. And then if you drive 40-45 minutes, there are 2 or 3 world-class hospitals with amazing doctors in case you need any medical assistance with something more serious. Do your residents consider sustainability for the new constructions? For example, solar panels, rate collection? Yes. We request that as part of as well the construction regulations. Many of these things are suggestions and some are mandatory. My wife and I just returned from our first trip to Costa Rica and love the place. We are already planning our next trip. Can we visit Ecovilla and look around and visit in person with what we plan to invest in living there? What do we have to do to visit? Yes, for sure. And you can schedule a visit with the team that they will be happy to help you find accommodation in or around Ecovilla. So you can come for a few days, weeks, months, and experience it. Can we come for a house site viewing late this year? Yes. Is there any security in Ecovilla? Yeah. Neki already responded. Yeah, we have at the entrance. Are there any cop houses? Yes. Ineke, you're much faster than me, so.
I think you did all the questions. The only one we didn't answer yet is how many young adults we have between 19 and 25.
Usually, how many young adults do we have live in Ecovilla? That is the age group that we have the list. The list in Ecovilla. Usually, kids or young adults at that age, they tend to go out into the world and explore and experience for a few years, and then they return. We don't have a big population. We have some, but it's not the biggest population. Usually when they finish school, they either go to university or they go traveling or they start businesses or have other experiences for a few years. I have another call in 5 minutes. We want to rest. When you get the link of the recording, try to format for the information. Hopefully see you soon in Costa Rica in the near future. Yes, and we should be done by in 5 minutes, by 12 here. That was the idea, to have 1 hour. Anything we need to know about wild animals or weather? Sure, the wild animals, there are a lot of them. The only thing that can be more dangerous for humans are poisonous snakes. It's very, very, very rare that you see one. Usually they hunt at night, and we recommend that if you go out at night, you go out with a flashlight or your phone to make sure, like, it's not that they will come and attack you, but it's more not making sure you don't step in one by accident. In all these years, we have many neighbors, and we never had anyone getting bitten or any incidents with any animal or wild animal, and we have hundreds of people that came through. Regarding weather, we lived in an area that we are up in the mountain. During the day, usually all year long, it's during the mornings it's sunny and warm, and during the dry season, you have sunny days all day long. during the rainy season, in the midday, in the afternoon, it starts getting cloudy, and then you have some rain in the afternoon or nights. And usually the weather cools down at night. It's very, very pleasant. I'm sorry, I'm asking my question again, but my computer shut down. And as we're starting, I was wondering the ratio between people who live there full-time and people who just live there part-time. I was saying that most of the people live here full-time, and there are in some cases that they live here part-time, or they cannot come at all for some working reasons, health, elder parents, or whatever. And in those cases, people usually rent, and there is a huge demand for it. So, but the majority, we are full-time residents. Is it more humid or dry heat? Depend in the dry season, it's more dry heat. In the rainy season, is more humid. Six neighborhoods are all the same. Are they connected? Yes. The idea to create these 6 neighborhoods is to give the feeling that you know your neighbor really well, but as well we are discovering that the community, they are getting to know each other, and I have really good friends in every single community, and most likely will happen that naturally the groups or circles will happen to gravitate and meet and create a communities inside the communities anyway. Are mosquitoes or any other bugs significant there? Not really. Like, there are not that many mosquitoes, and it is a very pleasant place to live and be outdoors. Thank you for bringing this beautiful project into the world. I was wondering how you build the community. How do you organize meetings to make collective decisions? How is the community being run? Okay, that itself, to answer you full, to get a full answer, we need a whole hour, a whole session. It's very to explain it, but in a nutshell, we have the 6 neighborhoods, and each of them, they have meetings and they choose representatives of every community, and then they are discussing the subjects they are discussing in smaller groups. Some as well, we use technology. We use a platform called Lumio, where all the neighbors have when there are proposals, they can be discussion there and a due date to vote on them, so people can really vote. And we have a 0 to 5, and 1 is I don't agree, but I'm not gonna block it, and 5 is I love it, and 0, if you have something that you are blocking, you have to come, and you have one chance to come with a proposal that will make it up and be voted on. And it's kind of having a voice, but no, it's that everyone is heard. And if something is very, very important for you that you want to block, it is how you bring a solution that is good for everyone. How do we get in contact with the team? You can get in contact with the team if you are not in contact with anyone, through the website ecovilla.com, and there you contact, and as soon as they get it, someone from the team will get in touch with you and arrange a one-on-one meeting to be available for you. Is it recommendable to be able to speak Spanish? Do I get along outside of Ecovilla without it. Yeah, I mean, it's always recommended to learn Spanish. And a lot of people in Costa Rica speak English, and we have wonderful teachers in and around the community that can help you learning the language, and eventually it will be wonderful that we all learn to speak Spanish. But you can get around without it, and now with translators and everything else, it's quite much easier than a few years ago. We are already past 12, and I want to be respectful of your time. If there are more questions, I'm happy to answer it. Muchas gracias. Thank you so much for your time, for being here, for your interest, and we hope to see you in Costa Rica. Have a wonderful weekend. Obrigado. Thank you. Gracias. Thanks.